Good morning, good afternoon, or good night depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? So if you haven't noticed already, in like the 5 seconds this video's been up, my voice is a bit deeper and it's a bit more raspier this morning for 2 reasons mainly. One, I'm starting to get sick going from radiator heat to in-air heat, lack of moisture in the air, and everything's starting to catch up with me now that I'm on break. And 2, I've only been up for an hour. And it's the first Monday of my break, so I wanted to sleep in. However, I got an email saying that there was something waiting at the post office for me. So that's what we're going to go pick up right now. I was a minute late to the post office, so I couldn't get my package today. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Let's go try this again. Alright, got slightly more packages than expected, but there is one that I'm concerned about right here. And of course, I am talking about this big box right here. I did get some other mail, like I got a paycheck, and I also got this box, but those are my contacts. We don't need to talk about my specialized.
My brand.
Alright, let's open this bad boy up. I have the GoPro placed right above it so you can see everything what I do, which is just right now just cutting the box open. I'm actually really super excited about this. Some people who are going to watch the video are going to question why I got this when I got another one of these over the summer. It's not the same thing I got over the summer. It's something completely different of sorts. But anyway, is that the final cut? There we are. So just put that away. Let's open this bad boy up. Of course, inside we get all this packing. Oh, there's a lot of this. Oh, I should mention that the box is actually super light. Like, it has some pretty heft to it, but it's actually a really light box. So let's take all this filler out. That is a lot of filler. And we want this tiny box, and we don't need the shipping stuff that comes inside that, which is just in case I want to send it back. But anyway, I'm going to bring the GoPro lower now, as it should be on the screen. And we can see right there, it says Quilter Labs Doc. It might be hard to see on the GoPro, but there it says Quilter Labs. So now let's open this bad boy. Just make a quick cut here. And we're going to cut actually away from our... Do it like this, so we don't cut ourselves. That's what the last thing we need in this video is for me to sever a finger off of opening this. And on the inside, we actually see what is the package, the Quilter Mini Head. I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I got another guitar amplifier. So let's open it up. If I can manage to get it to open. Just a few more cuts, I think. There we are. Is that it? Yep, there we are. Alright, put that away again. And now the grand unveiling. Open the box. What do we get inside? We get a little piece of foam. We get some documentation, and this actually looks really cool. Huh. Kind of like a map design. Pretty cool. And then, of course, we get the actual amplifier itself. Cardboard. The actual amplifier itself, all wrapped, and of course we get the power supply with an American style cable. So, and of course we get some packing stuff. But let's open up this little guy, take it out of this packing, and I'm actually gonna grab scissors for this one. Why scissors? I don't know. So, just make a cut. There we are. Cut hole. Just rip it open. And there we are, here it is, the Quilter Mini 101 head. So the reason why I got this amplifier is because with my orange micro dark, I love it. However, it doesn't do cleans all that well, which I should have known going into it. I also miss having EQ settings. So like on here we have our highs, our voice, our treble. And so I miss having all these settings on here. So I figured I will get an still mini one that can do cleans really well. Since I mainly use distortion from pedals, this has an effects loop on it. It doesn't have a reverb, which I'm completely fine with. But yeah, I just miss having the clean sounds. I miss having all of the EQ settings. And just so you can see how big this thing is, we're going to put my coffee mug that I was drinking out of right beside it so you can see how tall it was. And this is a pretty small thing compared to this television remote or even this set of keys. And how wide is it? We are going to put this tissue box right on top of it so you can see that. Here are my out-of-the-box impressions of the Quilter so far. So first off, I gotta say it is the lightest amp I own right now. It might be lighter than the Orange Microdark, I'm gonna have to go see that, but it's very light. All metal construction, which makes it very durable looking. Nice Quilter logo on the top if I can get that into the sunlight. And I also love the knobs on here, they actually look very nice. With the voice knob, you can actually hear and feel an audible click in there. And then with the two EQ knobs, you don't get an audible click, but you can feel the click every time you move a knob, which I kind of like. And then with the volume and the gain knob, you actually just have a smooth thing, no click to be felt, no click to be heard. And yeah, power button. But yeah, so I mean that's the amp head. It looks very durable. I can't wait to try it out. And I love the fact that the owner's manual actually looks like a travel brochure. And on the inside actually shows little postcards. And I like, you know, that kind of explains why that looks like a highway sign. But enough talking, let's go upstairs and plug this bad boy in. Alright, we're back in the video room and we have the Quilter all plugged in and it's currently going into my Bugera cab. And now as you see, it looks very nice on top. I like the black on black right here. And I'm just going to move this right beside here, and we're going to put the Orange Microdark right next to it so you just see a size comparison here. Obviously on this type of cabinet, the Orange Microdark fits a lot better just because the width is a lot smaller. And the only problem with the Quilter on top of the Bugera is that it inflicts with the handle right here. So it kind of leans off just a tiny bit. That's not the Quilter's fault, it's just the cab's fault. Maybe if it was just a tiny bit smaller, but other than that, can't really complain. And the Quilter 101 head goes for around $300 on Guitar Center, Musician's Friend, or wherever you can get them. And I feel like this doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not endorsed by Quilter in any way, I'm just making this video because why not? And now it's time for the part that I've been waiting all day for. I haven't turned it on, I haven't plugged anything into it. I told myself I was going to film a video prior to this one, which has since been filmed and probably released on the channel by the time you're seeing this video, and then we get to plug in and play something. And that time has finally come. The guitar we're going to be using right now is our Chapman Guitars ML1 Norseman. Nothing in between this and the head, just a guitar cable. And this is obviously going to go right into the Bugera cab. And now the microphone right now is the GoPro mic, which compresses everything, so I'm not going to spend the entire video with this. I'm going to get a better microphone for my Focusrite Scarlett Solo because the microphone that I used for the Bugera and Orange Microdark broke randomly. So we're going to get a better microphone for that. Until then, this is just going to be like my first quick impressions with that, and then as soon as I get that microphone, we're going to do a fuller in-depth demo, which is going to be in this video also. So let's go ahead and turn it on. As you see, we get an orange LED. And we're going to be on the treble pickup right now, the bridge. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's turn the volume up to just right under the 2 watts. So roughly 3 o'clock-ish. And everything, as you see, is on 12 o'clock. And right now we're on the full EQ setting. So this is how it sounds. Switch to the neck pickup. Awesome, and like I said, we're going to do fuller, more in-depth when I get that microphone, so this is just going to be me messing around with some of the settings. I like on this that it gives you visual representations of what each EQ does. For instance, the high cut is how you like your treble, and the tri-Q is basically both your mids and your bass range. So if we go to this, we get some scoopity mids. And if we go to the far extreme of the other end, bass roll off, which actually gives you more of a crunch to it. So now I kind of like how it sounded, so we're going to keep it over there. But we're going to go back to 12 o'clock and go to the high extreme of the high cut, which according to the picture all the way down just kind of flattens it and everything. And on the opposite extreme end is barely any treble at all. So we're going to go to somewhere in between there and somewhere in between there, because I think that sounds good. I don't know. Let's hear how it sounds. Not too bad. And now let's get into one of the reasons why I got this amp. We're going to go down to the jazz setting. Going to go back to our treble pickup, our bridge neck pickup. It does jazz, thankfully. You can't do jazz on an orange micro dark just because of how gainy it is. And does this do gain? Let's find out. We're going to go to our lead setting, and everything, the gain's still at 5 o'clock. And let's turn our gain up to around 8 o'clock. Volume down a touch. Like a phasery effect in there. I don't know if that's going to come out on the video. Like even on the surf setting, I'm kind of getting that. Could it be something with the EQ? Maybe. Which that's kind of weird. So anyway, I basically did a clean, I did a jazz, and I did a distorted one, and I'm actually really happy with how it's sounding. It's just that phase thing that it does. It's just kind of like a drippy reverb. Even though this amp has no reverb, forgot to mention that. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go get that better quality microphone, and we're gonna pick this video back up from there. So into the future. So it's actually been a month since I shot that last part, and that way I just got some time to get used to this Quilter. And as you see right down here, we have a microphone. We have the MXL 770 condenser mic, so we're able to mic up the Bugera cab properly and get some proper tones out of this. So I'm just going to go in, mess around. I'm going to show you some pictures of what the tones I got were, so that way you can be informed in case you want to use these tones out for yourself. But anyway, audio demo, let's go. Alright, so I went through every channel the amp has to offer: full Q, tweed, jazz, surf, and lead, and you might have noticed that this thing has some great clean tones, but it doesn't have that well of distorted tones. Well, why is that? Well, this amp was actually made to be a pedal tester amp, which means that you can hook your pedal board up to it, and it will work great with any effects pedal you put it up to. Which is my next test. We're going to hook my pedal board up to this amp, and this is special for me because this thing has an effects loop, and this is my first time ever I'm going to be using an effects loop. Well, I mean, the orange Micro Dark also had an effects loop on the back, but I never really used it or plugged pedals into this because this had all the distortion I need. This has none of the distortion I need, and it's a good thing because I usually get my distortion through a pedal anyway. So we're going to be hooking up to our pedal board through the effects loop, and what you're going to see my pedal board right now. And once that's all hooked up, I'll commence back with this video. You're going to be watching the same exact thing. I'm pretty sure I already made that joke once in this video already. It's been a month. But anyway, you're going to listen to the audio test with the pedal board, and yeah. I think I did all the audio tests I need to do with this amp, so now it's time for me to give you my personal opinion about it. This is the best guitar amplifier I have ever owned in my life. It does clean sound so well, and that's the thing I look in an amp the most at, is how well it does clean tones. How well it does overdrive and distorted tones, I don't look at that because I always get my distorted tones from pedals, and as you heard through the audio tests, it does distorted tones with my pedals pretty well. I use a distortion pedal, I use an overdrive pedal, and I used a fuzz pedal, and they all sounded great through this head. And also, I think matching it with the Bugera 112 TS is a good combination. All in all, these two things are $450 together, and they sound fantastic. I absolutely love this rig. This is going to be the rig I'm probably going to be using for a long while. So basically, in summary, I highly recommend this amp. I don't know if I mentioned the price earlier because like I said, I recorded that a month ago. But new, you can get this for $300. But if you want to save up and get the Quilter 101 mini head with reverb, I believe that sets you back about $400. But this is great. You can go out and get a Hall of Fame reverb for used and hook it up to this amp and it'll still be fantastic. I can't give this amp enough praise. I think it's so good. I love this amp and I keep ranting about this amp. So this video is going to keep on going, but I'm going to end the video right here or else I'm just going to keep talking about how much I love this amp. Things I would improve though is that you would have a separate switch for your mids and your basses instead of a combined one, because we already have a separate treble, we have a separate tri-Q, but if we separate these into two more knobs, I think this amp would be perfect. Does it bother me it doesn't have reverb? Orange Micro Dark didn't have reverb, and it didn't bother me. So it doesn't bother me with this, plus I get some natural room reverb just from playing in here. If I'm playing live, I get natural reverb from there. So a reverb pedal is not that necessary unless I'm recording through bias effects. Anyway, enough ranting, I'm done. That's how we're gonna end the video. So anyway guys, if you really like this amp, let me know down in the comment section below. If you do own this amp, let me know what kind of settings you like. I'm always in for like just dialing around with knobs and playing around. And also make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification wherever it's at because I hear that it's important now. And I will see you next time with another new video guys. Goodbye and good night.